I know this is another video on the high school play, but I have so much to say that I don't think I can put it down in words. The high school play was really an incredible experience for me because this was the moment that I had been waiting for. I've always looked forward to directing, and I really wanted to direct and perform this year, and that's something that I really got to do this year, and I was so happy about that because it was my last year at ISD. It is my last year at ISD, and I wanted to make the most of the high school play. And I really believe that each year the high school play or the middle school play gets better and better, and it's more innovative, and it's more, authentic, and it's more creative in a sense. Right from, I've been performing plays since grade six, and I began by being the cyber girl in this game show of a play called Want to Talk. And then I moved on to playing this hysterical woman who, in a Greek tale, who actually cuts up her son and feeds it to her husband, in the play titled Tales of Ovid, all the way to grade 9, which was my first high school play. I was very, very nervous about it, but somehow I managed to play Sofia Zubritsky, who was a very stupid girl who was in love with Leon Tolshinsky, in the play called Fools, which was set in Russia. And another play that I did was in 10th grade, which was this play that addressed teenage issues and mental disorders and, eating disorders, anxiety, all of these issues that we kind of face in our lives. And then in grade 11 last year, I performed as Mama Bear in the play that was to do with, fairy tales, Thrice Upon a Time. And I was really impressed with the way that after each year we always managed to reinvent ourselves. No matter how similar the ensemble is, we always come up with a new idea and something different to present to the audience members so that they're not bored. And I think this year was one of the years where the difference between this play and all of the high school plays was very, very apparent. I heard a lot of people say that, who come to the plays but don't quite enjoy it because they don't really like that form of theater. And they came to this play and they were like, you know what, Prathna? This was an incredible play because I've always, I've enjoyed theater and I've enjoyed the plays that you guys put up, but I don't really feel as connected to them as I felt with this play. I got to move around in this play. I got to, be part of it. And I got to see these incredibly hilarious moments that, I would never see in any other play that you guys have performed, even, though I like the plays. And I was really, really happy with that response because I was very, very, very fearful of the idea that we were going to be doing this, 30 plays in 60 minutes. And I was just very, confused. I was like, how are we going to go about this? How is it going to come together? And I was worried about the fact that, okay, we're going to be there 1 week before the play and everything's going to be a mess. But things really turned out for the better. I think 2 or 3 weeks before the performance, we started to come together as a group. We performed and we did Saturday rehearsals, we did tech runs and all these different things. And slowly, I was starting to see it coming together. And I really loved the idea of too much light makes the baby go blind at the end of the day. I think it was the best play, and I would have not chosen to end it any other way than the way it ended. I was very happy with it, and I think that this is a play that's very memorable to me because I saw my own family, I saw my teachers, interact in this play and really, actually genuinely be interested. I saw people who I know for a fact aren't interested in theater at all, and they don't like the conventional plays that we put up often, and they came to the play, and they were interacting, incredibly. They wanted to be part of every single, act, and I was really happy with the way that was going, because I never expected it to happen before, and I never expected people like, for example, Mr. Flynn to, be so eager to participate in the play. And I think some of the highlights for me was when Mr. Smith was chosen to dance with Arya during the play Blind Date. I think that was absolutely hilarious. And my own father, he was thrown socks at in the play Pair of Socks, where Pablo was screaming at him for not having a different pair of socks. And I think for somebody like my father who doesn't really enjoy theater, he loved the play. He was so happy with the way it went, and he was like, this is one of the few plays that I've come into, and I haven't, been even bored for a minute. I wasn't bored at all, and I was really happy with that. That for me as a daughter was very, very nice to hear, and from teachers it was very interesting to hear. Um, there were some ethical concerns that were brought to us in the play, and I heard a lot of comments from some parents that were saying that, oh, this might not be appropriate for the audience that was there. However, on the actual ticket, we had written down very clearly that only bring children that are above 13, and if you do you choose to bring children that are below 13, that's your own choice, but we're trying to warn you that there's content that you may not be happy with them hearing. So I was a little bit upset when I heard all these, issues, ethical issues of this should not be presented in a school. And to an extent, I understood what these parents were talking about, because after all, we are from ISD, and we should be considering, all the parents' opinions, and teachers' opinions if they think something may be a little bit, over the top or unnecessarily out there and unnecessarily vulgar in a sense. But I really didn't think that in this play we tried to use things that were unnecessarily explicit in nature and was out of context. I think it fit into what we were trying to get across, and we tried to avoid using many swear words. We tried to avoid using controversial ideas or many sexual references in the play already. So this was really what it came down to, and we decided that these bits were crucial to put in, because otherwise the play wouldn't really have a lot of meaning without them. So besides all of those concerns that the parents had, I think that the play was very, very successful, and very different, and it was exactly what I hoped it would be. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter, but also address issues that were controversial and that would spark thought and cause the audience members to think about some of the issues that were addressed in the play in a very subtle manner. So I think it was an incredible play, and I was very, very happy to perform in 2 pieces and direct 5 pieces, and I'm really going to miss the high school play when I go to university.